Anyway, I played Orbix, the creator Fleischgemüse, which I think means like meat. Gemüse is like vegetable, so meat vegetable, I guess, in German.
In what language?
German.
German. Okay.
Uh,
Thanks.
um, he posted that in our Discord that he released this game, so it was like I think
Right.
maybe the end of October as well. So it's a really new game, and it's basically Peggle for Commodore 64. Do you know Peggle, the game?
No.
Oh wow, that's a pretty famous game.
For what platform?
I think it released on everything, but I think it got popular
Peggle.
on
How did I miss it?
from PopCap Games. So I think it got popular on mobile games or mobile platforms. For example, like a iPhone, or I think there's even a version on iPod or something. It's a really popular game. So what Peggle and this game is like, do you know pachinko?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you drop balls down and then you get points. That's pachinko. But with Peggle, you can choose where to shoot your balls. And well, pachinko is really like a gambling game. So, well, let's start at if you don't know Peggle, I have to explain everything. But it's easier when you know. When you know, it's really easy to understand. So, this game, you start like in the screen, and the top, there's a spot where you can shoot balls down the level. And there's all kind of objects in the level. So you shoot the ball and it bounces into those objects. And when it bounces into an object, it removes an object. So, for example, you have there's like a level which is just a spiral of walls, and if you shoot into a wall, one part of that wall gets removed. So in the most basic form, the levels have like walls which are blue and orange and red, and your object is to shoot away all the orange balls, which they call orbs in this game. So everything which is orange in the level, you can shoot away. You have to shoot away, and then you win the level. So the objective is just to aim from the top middle part. You have like a sort of, I would call it, it looks like a face, but I would call it like a turret. And you can just shoot in every direction from that spot. There's also a little line to indicate where the ball will go, and also where it bounces for the first time. So you can a little bit see where the ball will go at first. So yeah, that's the main objective. Just remove all the orange objects in the level. And in the bottom, there is like, they call it the tray. That's it goes back and forth from left to right. And if your ball falls in that tray, then you don't lose the ball. Then you can shoot it again.
Okay.
But if it goes like not into the tray, then you lose your ball. So in every level, you have 10 balls to remove all orange objects from the level. So that's basically the premise of the game. It's hard to explain, but easy to play.
So there's a sort of like element reminiscing of a pinball game in the sense that there's a falling ball that
bounces
you don't
around.
want to lose, but you are controlling how it starts falling down,
Right,
in which
and you
direction
can't
it falls down.
control anything after that. So you have to just,
You just let it
yeah,
go.
you just
Yeah.
have to watch it fall. I would say it's like a cross of mini golf and pinball. Like in mini golf
Mhm.
games, you have like you aim the ball and you bounce it around, and then you have to shoot it in a hole. And this is like you shoot it from the top of the screen down, and then you just watch
And
it,
aim for the
and you
trail.
just bounce. And it's
Okay.
like the ball has just the gravity down, so it just falls down and bounces on every object. So that's the basic premise of the game. You have 10 balls to clear a level, just of all the orange balls or objects. And if if the like the tray catches the ball, then you can use it again. But yeah, if you're out of balls, then you lose that level, and you have to start over. Uh,
If you win the level,
then you get
do you start again with 10 balls?
the next level.
Or
I think you start the next level again with 10
mm,
balls. So
okay.
but yeah, so it also has maybe a bit of like breakout elements because you remove those objects from the screen. So, well, that's the basic promise. It's really easy. If you see it, it's really easy to understand, but it's quite difficult to explain. But yeah, a lot of people know Peggle, so that's easy for people, yeah, to understand that. But there's more in this game than just shooting the ball down and that's it. There's also special elements uh, which um, which can do special stuff. For example, there are orbs which are I think pink, and when you shoot them, they explode and they remove a lot of orbs around them. So it's easier to clear a part of the level that way. There's also portals. They are white. If you shoot the ball into the portal, then the ball comes out another portal from the other side. So you can use that into your advantage. Um, there is lasers which you can touch. They are yellow stripes. If you touch your ball touches that laser, then it's gone directly. There's even extra balls. If you shoot into like an extra object, like an object to trigger an extra ball, then you get an extra ball bouncing around. Um, but the most interesting thing I thought was in a later level you get gravity swaps. So if you touch that,
Mhm.
then your the tray gets on the top of the screen, and your uh, turret gets down into in the bottom of the screen, and then you can shoot upwards. So that's really hard to. It's really difficult to think about that because it bounces like upside down. So it's really interesting mechanic because
Confused.
the gravity
Okay, but
is upside down. So sometimes,
okay, so well, when you said gravity swaps, I was expecting that this happens like the ball hits gravity swaps,
yeah, and then the
swing
ball
whatever
falls
it is,
upwards.
so it changes
It,
immediately
it changes immediately, but also the next ball you shoot from down from the bottom of the
from
screen.
the bottom.
So
Okay.
that's interesting, and because of there's like the red walls you can't remove, it's sort of a puzzle because sometimes you have to swap the gravity to reach some of those objects to remove them because or else they are blocked with of a red wall and you can't reach it with the from the other side. So yeah, it's in a way sort of puzzle game sometimes. It's a mix of skill, like the skill of shooting the right direction and bumping the right blocks, and also level knowledge what everything does because there's quite a lot of different special elements which mix up the game. There's also, for example, buttons which change up the layout of the screen. So sometimes they trigger a laser or something. Uh, and if you touch that button, you can remove a laser, and then you can get to a part of a screen, or else. And if you touch the laser, then you're gone. So you have to remove it first, and then not touch the button again, or else you activate it again. So it's a part skill, it's part level knowledge, and it's also a lot of luck involved because yeah, you, especially that tray, sometimes you don't know where the ball goes, and sometimes the ball falls in that tray on the bottom, and sometimes it just falls next to it, and then your ball is gone. So yeah, that's it. You continue level, and it's quite a few level. I don't know exactly, but I think I played like 10 levels, and I wasn't done yet. I was yeah, then it was game over, because I didn't know the level. So it's quite a large game, and yeah, it's fun. But the problem with the Commodore 64 is that it's quite taxing for the Commodore 64. Like it's like the
Mm-hmm.
a lot of sprites of all those different elements of those all those balls which are exist of all different sprites. The ball which has gravity. If there's an extra ball, the game is really chucking. It's like it can't handle it almost. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of stuff happening, and actually it runs quite slow. So the ball, yeah, it feels like that it's not running in 30 FPS, maybe even slower. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not super great, but it plays well. So, and I guess that's why they created the Commodore 128 version,
128.
which
Mm.
has double performance, they say. And I watched a video of that, and it's a big improvement. So I would everyone recommend to play that version if they can. It runs on Commodore 64. It's good enough. I liked it in that way, but I think it could use some extra performance boost. So yeah, that's it. It's just shooting balls, watch them fly, and have the dopamine rush when when you clear a level. And if you clear a level, there's also um, the tray gets swapped with 5 big balls which spell out bonus. So there's like a B ball, an O ball, an N ball, U ball, an S ball, and you can um, and then you can try to hit those to get bonus points as well. So, but of course, it's you can't shoot a new ball anymore. So it depends on where your last ball ends with uh, removing an orange element. Then it bounces just down, and you hopefully you can get more bonus points by hitting all those bonus points. And when it's down, the level's over, and then you can continue to the next level. So yeah, it could be a really nice high score game as well if you yeah, if you every element has points to it. Like orange orbs have 100 points. You have bonus orbs which has 500 points, and if you clear every bonus orb has 500 points. So, and I think you also get points for every ball you have left when you clear a level. So I think the idea is that when you get good at this game and you can clear the whole game, then it's maybe fun to get a good high score. I would love to play this as a high score game actually, to maybe challenge people in the in the Discord to play this. So yeah,
Yeah, why not?
and the
I
music, it's like the title screen has like a Vivaldi. I think that's a Four Seasons. I think it's called Four Seasons, the Vivaldi music,
Mhm.
and it has a really nice remix of that, like a almost dubstep version of like a Commodore version of the Vivaldi. I really loved it. It starts like a Vivaldi music normally, and then it suddenly gets a really nice beat. I quite like that. So quite good music, but in the game itself, it also has music and sound effects. But when you lose a ball, the music starts over, which gets quite annoying. So it doesn't continue playing, which isn't that great. And maybe the sound effects are a bit underwhelming as well. But yeah, maybe I expect too much of a Commodore 64 with sound effects. I don't know. Uh, maybe it's as good as it gets. I don't know. So yeah,
Well, I think that Commodore 64 is usually quite praised for its audio, but it is also a very typical Commodore 64 audio. If you don't like it,
I always loved Commodore
well, it's
64
nothing to.
music, but
Mm,
sound effects are maybe not the strongest.
mm,
I don't know, and then especially if you combine them, they like yeah they glitch into each other sometimes, which is not. I don't know if they does it have a
okay,
lot of
okay.
sound channels in Commodore 64. I don't know, but it seems not. So, but yeah, it's really relaxing game. It's just you just shoot a ball and watch it bounce around, and I don't know. And when it hits right, you get a like a nice dopamine hit, and when you clear a level, you get the Vivaldi soundtrack again, and yeah, yeah, it's just a relaxing, nice game, and I would really recommend playing this. It looks a bit strange when you watch the screenshots and even the videos. You think, what's this about? It has a really weird space theming as well, and it even has a sort of story. I don't even want to talk about that story because it's silly. But
I think it looks a bit creepy, and it somehow, looking at the graphics, it reminded me of a probably obscure Amiga game I stumbled upon more than 30 years ago that was called Wicked.
okay,
I don't know how many people
no, no, no.
know this game. It was like on a budget disc of games, and but anyway, it reminds me in creepiness to that very obscure game.
It has some like
The
weird. It's like a
choice of
sort of space theme, but it also has like weird, maybe Cthulhu-esque
Mhm,
monsters in the background or
that's right.
something. But I don't know what they have to do with this game. It's a weird. Really, the game has a really weird theme, but yeah, if you know Peggle, that has
Yeah.
also a really weird theme with unicorns and rainbows and stuff like that. So yeah, at least it's unique. So I don't know if I
Mm,
like it, but it's unique. Let's say
mm.
that. But yeah, uh, go play it. It's just fun. It's just
Still fits with Halloween,
yeah,
right?
maybe it
If
it, it
it's
ended.
Lovecraft.
It released during Halloween, but I wouldn't say this is a Halloween game. It's just good fun.
Okay, great, great. And not having played Peggle, I'm afraid, I think I am quite intrigued by this odd combination of mechanics that is at the core of this game.
Yeah,
Like
if you're
being a
used to
little bit of
Peggle,
pinball, a little bit of Arkanoid, maybe they have to break the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
walls with
yeah,
the.
yeah. That's also a bit of that, yeah. But if you're used to Peggle, don't expect the smoothness of of a Peggle game. Ex- expect the Commodore 64 game. But if you never played Peggle, start with this
Okay,
one. That's better to start with this, and then
okay,
maybe if you like this, you can play Peggle as well. But Peggle is actually doesn't have all those weird portals and stuff that I remember. I played it years ago, so maybe it has. But what I remember, it only has like balls to remove, like bags to remove from the screen, and not these walls and weird ramps and portals and lasers and stuff like that. So
mm.
it's definitely a variant of Peggle and not a clone. So that's good.
Okay, great. Thanks for bringing this game up.
It's a weird one.
I
It's
also
a
have
weird one, but
yeah, but I love weird games. I love games that. don't remind you of one other specific game. Well, this one does, but to me it didn't. So
Yeah, at least
anyway,
it's not again a platformer. Or it's we
mm,
get
mm,
so much platformers in our in the New Game Old Flame team that there's yeah, I think a lot of people just make a platformer if they start programming for an old system. But yeah, I thought this
mm,
is so unique. I have to bring it, and hopefully other people enjoy it as well. I think so. I think everyone can play this. I think even small kids can. It's not high action. It's just you choose a direction to shoot. That's it, and just wait and see. So it's really easy for everyone to play. So yeah, go try it, and it's free.
great.
Also, name your own price. So if you like it, go pay for it.